Placer County Water Agency's Middle Fork Project, fulfilling 50 years of dreams. The agency has transformed over the years, and the agency's logo has evolved with it. The history of PCWA and the construction of the Middle Fork Project are quite remarkable. We celebrate the 50th anniversary of several landmark achievements. The end of our 50-year power sale contract with PG&E and the beginning of a new power sale contract with PG&E. The successful sale of $115 million in revenue bonds to finance the construction of the Middle Fork Project. And execution of a construction contract with American River Constructors, a joint venture of Henry J. Kaiser Company, Perini Corporation, and Morrison Knudsen Company. The project was so large that no single contractor could do the job. In the early 1900s, development of Northern California's mountain water resources was in full bloom. San Francisco, Oakland, and Los Angeles were all planning projects to take water out of Northern California to supply their future growth. It was Claire Engel in 1943 who advised the people of Placer County to take advantage of the newly adopted area of origin water laws and protect their water for the future. Through the late 1940s and 50s, a number of preliminary water development plans were prepared, and finally, in September 1957, Placer County Water Agency was created through a special act of the legislature that was carried by Assemblyman Francis Lindsay. One of our most instrumental leaders was Edward Tiedemann. In 1961, he was serving as Deputy Executive Director of the county and assigned to shepherd the Middle Fork Project to completion. Ed would go on to serve as PCWA's legal counsel for the next 40 years. The mandate for the new agency was straightforward: to develop and protect the water resources of the county for the people of Placer County. By 1961, engineering, financial, and legal experts completed a grand development plan of the county's water resources and took the issue to the voters. By a margin of 25-1, Placer County residents approved a $115 million revenue bond to finance the construction of the Middle Fork Project.
Placer County, California has for years been the spawning ground for a vast runoff of water coursing its way downhill toward the Pacific. From small trickles to massive snowmelts, that water winds through two major river canyons in a relentless rush to the sea.
Placer County, through its water agency, is carrying through to completion by summer of 1967 the most ambitious project ever undertaken by a single county. Under the plans of the agency, the water which ran through the county will now be used for practical purposes: for power production, industrial and domestic uses, irrigation, and recreation.
December 1964 was an extraordinary month in California. The rain and snow came earlier than usual and in heavy amounts. An unusually heavy deposit of snow had built up on the western slope of the Sierra Nevada. When the snow deposits had become quite heavy, the state was suddenly subjected to a long series of warm storms. Wave after wave of rainstorms rolled in from the ocean, pouring billions of tons of water into the valleys and onto the mountains. In the Sierra, the warm rain fell on the snow deposits, and the combination resulted in a spectacular and disastrous flood in Northern California. Rampaging rivers throughout the northern half of the state ran out of their banks, creating havoc on the north coast and spelling deep trouble for the water project in Placer County. The still uncompleted dam at Hell Hole built up a powerful reservoir. Finally, on December 23, 1964, the water forced its way through and rushed down the channel. Before it, partially finished facilities were inundated and some washed away. An idea of the fury of the water was graphically seen near Auburn, where a state highway bridge across the American River was broken up and washed away. In many respects, the storm was a crushing blow, but it was not fatal. The loss of the dam and the material meant that many months of reconstruction would be required, but workmen set out to complete the project on schedule.
The Middle Fork American River Hydroelectric Project would provide a new source of water for Placer County that would be financed by the sale of electricity. French Meadows and Hellhole reservoirs would hold up to 340,000 acre-feet of water, and French Meadows, Middle Fork, Ralston, and Oxbow powerhouses would provide up to 224 megawatts of power on demand and produce an average of 1 million megawatt hours of clean, renewable energy per year. Construction of the Middle Fork project was started in 1963 and completed on schedule in 1967. Under the terms of the 50-year power purchase agreement between PCWA and PG&E, PG&E received all of the energy generated from the Middle Fork project, for which PG&E paid the debt service and PCWA's operating cost. PCWA would receive all the water supply benefits from the project, and at the end of the contract on May 1, 2013, the original construction cost of the project would be completely paid off.
We have received many outstanding compliments about the Middle Fork project and how it is being financed through revenue bonds without any local, state, or federal tax monies. It is rapidly becoming known throughout America and the world as a model of what people in a local area working together can accomplish on their own. This tremendous project, being built at a total cost of $115 million, has been secured because you, the people of Placer County, have, through determination and farsightedness, given your overwhelming support to conserving the natural resources of our county and building towards the future.
In the beginning, the cost of energy from the Middle Fork project was slightly more expensive than PG&E's other sources. But by the end of the contract, the market value of the energy produced was substantially higher than the operating cost. PCWA is looking forward to the beginning of a new era in which the people of Placer County will receive the benefits of both the water supply and the net revenue from the energy produced by the Middle Fork project. Today, with recent improvements to the governor system, the Middle Fork project is uniquely capable of meeting modern, clean energy requirements while filling a critical role of helping to regulate the grid as California increases the amount of non-dispatchable energy sources. Thousands of people enjoy the recreation opportunities offered by the Middle Fork project every year. Camping and boating are two of the most popular. In 1974, the Agency Act was amended, separating the governance of the agency from the County Board of Supervisors and providing PCWA with an independently elected board. Then in January 2006, the PCWA board and the Board of Supervisors came together in another historic effort, the formation of the Middle Fork Project Finance Authority. The Finance Authority would fund the Middle Fork Project relicensing and assure a smooth transition to a new era of marketing Middle Fork Project energy. The agency is just finishing its relicensing effort. The process took nearly a decade, but the agency was able to strengthen its stewardship of the resources and preserve the generation capacity and flexibility of the project, which are so important to the operation of today's electrical grid. The new license from the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission will provide another 30 years of certainty for the operation of the project. The Middle Fork water supply will continue to provide the vital resources needed to continue to fuel growth and economic development in Placer County. There have been challenges to operating and maintaining the Middle Fork project over the years. In 1975, a section of the Middle Fork Tunnel collapsed, shutting down generation. PG&E stepped up with the funding and expertise to get the project going again. Over the years, we've had to rewind generators, replace Pelton wheels, and circuit breakers. One of the larger projects was the installation of a liner into the Middle Fork Tunnel surge shaft. The liner was installed without draining the tunnel and was an engineering marvel. The other major project was widening French Meadows Spillway. The project was mandated to increase the storm bypass capacity and protect the dam in the event of the probable maximum flood. Placer County Water Agency's Middle Fork project, fulfilling 50 years of dreams. Success is really about the pride and dedication of the people who work here.